Hello, UCFI family. Brother Johnson here again. Welcome to United for a Purpose 2025 here in the Unity Church studio, right here in Woodbridge, Virginia. And it's UFAP 2025. As you can see, I have another special guest here, and we're excited to talk to him and see what the Lord is doing in his life. Sir, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, good morning. And first of all, thank you for being here. My name is Owen Hardy.
Okay.
I am the assistant pastor at UCFI in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Well, sir, how was your trip up here?
Hey, it was busy. I-95 is not a friend. That's for sure.
That's a good one. I like that. I'm gonna use that. But other than that,
but I made it here, traveling mercies, and I'm just happy to be here.
Amen. Well, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And thank you for giving us some of your time. Can you tell us, Pastor, what is the focal point of your ministry? What do you have a passion that where you have a target audience type thing?
Yes, sir. I am for the last 20 years or so, God has put me in the area of Christian education, and I am in charge of our Christian education there in Fayetteville as well. And so I've been blessed to teach.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, teaching is one of the fivefold ministries.
Yes, sir.
Teaching, and that's very important.
Yes, sir. I like to say I'm a teaching preacher.
Teaching preacher.
And when I was a deacon, I was a teaching, preaching deacon.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I think that I agree that it's very important. It was not something that I embraced, quite honestly, but it was something that God has instructed me to do, and I will do that.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, you have a voice similar to mine. You got that radio voice. So
yes, sir.
Have you done any type of things like that?
Yes, sir. My major in college is broadcast journalism.
See, look at that. Okay, you can tell right there. That is awesome, sir. How long have you been in ministry, Pastor?
In 1998, under the authority of Minister Williams in Korea.
Okay.
That's when I was my first church service. I was raised AME and, Mom and them church and all of that.
Yeah.
In Tallahassee, Florida area.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up in the church, but it was not, I was a kid then. So
yes,
it was,
sir.
How that experience
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
But my first, that's what I like to call it, my first adult experience is when the Lord spoke to me was in South Korea in 1998.
1998.
Under Minister Williams, and I haven't looked back.
Okay, you're talking about our current Apostle Williams, right?
When
he was Minister Williams. Okay,
that's right.
Awesome.
That's
so
right.
you've been with him a while. Then.
Yes, sir. I have been with him a while.
Awesome. That is beautiful. And
sir.
He just raised you up in the ministry.
Yes, sir. And if he wasn't here, I couldn't keep a dry eye. And I told him he is solely responsible for the salvation of my entire family.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
What a blessing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I know that salvation comes from God and all of that, but it's normally through a person.
Yes, it is. That's right.
Under Minister Williams and Bishop Edwards was there as a young minister as well.
Okay.
They took my entire family under their wing.
Wow.
And that's why I said I will be a part of this organization until they don't want me to be
anymore. Well, I don't think that day
God says different. Amen.
Amen. So, Pastor, tell us what prompted you? What was your calling like to come into ministry?
My calling into ministry, I believe, was prompted through family, and I was military.
Okay.
U.S. Army for over 30 years.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you as well. I know it's in there.
Yeah.
And so one of the bases, one of the times, my wife at the time, who was Catholic, expressed some interest in converting, which I really didn't know a lot about Catholicism and even what that meant. But she had gone to a few services and she said she felt the call. And then at that time, that tug, it was like a tug. I felt that God was saying, now, not only her, but your entire family, it's time to bring them into what you believe, what you've been raised to believe, what you've been taught others to believe. But I never reached out to my own family that was right there. So, well, that's what you want to believe in. That's what you believe in. But then my call was to have my whole family come in ministry.
Beautiful.
Sir, and from there, the call just kept getting stronger and stronger. And my first call into the office was deacon in Korea as well, confirmed by Apostle Williams, then Minister Williams. It's like, yeah, that's the call. And again, I haven't looked back. with that call, then came the teaching, which I never would have thought I'd be in front of anybody doing Bible.
Works out like that sometimes.
But that's what I was called to do.
Amen. That's beautiful, sir. Well, sir, is this your first UFAP? And if it's not, how many have you been to?
Okay, I was trying to count them up because every location. So I remember Alabama. I remember Myrtle Beach a couple of times. I remember here a couple of times. So it must be about 6.
Okay. So you're a vet. You're a veteran.
Yes.
All right. And what would you say, Pastor? What does United for a Purpose mean to you?
Yeah. To me, it's an opportunity. I'm not sure if you saw when they asked all of South Korea folks to stand up, and all of those folks who stood up.
I saw that. Yes.
I remember. And I remember as a young person, right? So it's first of all, it's like a family reunion, but I think it's also a great opportunity, having been in a few churches that were not under this covering in Fayetteville,
right?
And then as Pastor Pemberton was led to start Unity, he gave me a call. We were actually at another church, under Holy Deliverance. You may have met, that was the Apostle Benny Kelly. She mentioned that was one of his mentors. Well, we were all there as well.
Okay.
And so as the Lord pulled us into our own, or under the covering of the current covering, that's where I felt that, this is an opportunity now for all of those churches to come together. And what I like about UFAP is just that it is united for a purpose, and it kind of gives us that opportunity to, not that we all need to be reminded, but we, the lady, Pastor Rosario just mentioned it. It brings us, just make sure our alignment is in check, right? That we're all saying the same thing, and that not just a family reunion, but hey, are we still preaching and teaching? Are we still aligned with the word? And then we go back out all over the world again with that same.
Amen. Well, Pastor, again, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you as well, sir.
UCFI family, we'll talk to you soon. Till then, God bless.